Evelyn Thompson sat quietly in the sterile waiting room of St. Mary's Hospital, her hands gently clasped around a lukewarm cup of chamomile tea. The soft hum of fluorescent lights and the distant murmur of other patients created a backdrop of uneasy calm. At 62, Evelyn had always been the pillar of strength in her community, a beloved librarian in the small town of Willow Creek, where autumn leaves painted the streets in hues of amber and gold, and the scent of pine from the surrounding forest filled the crisp air each morning. The waiting room was adorned with floral wallpaper that had seen better days, its once vibrant colors now muted by time. A faded painting of a serene landscape hung above the reception desk, depicting rolling hills under a pastel sunset that seemed almost mocking in its tranquility. The chairs, upholstered in a soft green fabric, bore the marks of countless visitors seeking solace or answers. Evelyn's silver hair was neatly pinned back, and her eyes, usually sparkling with kindness and curiosity, now reflected a deep-seated worry. She had been experiencing persistent fatigue and unexplained weight loss for months, dismissing them as the inevitable signs of aging. But today, accompanied by her devoted husband, Robert, she faced a reality she had hoped to avoid. Robert sat beside her, his presence a comforting anchor amidst the swirling anxiety. A retired carpenter with hands calloused from years of labor, his graying beard and gentle smile had been her comfort through countless storms. His eyes, though lined with age, held a steadfast warmth that spoke of unwavering support. They had built a life together in Willow Creek, raising 2 children, Laura and Michael, and nurturing a close-knit circle of friends who often gathered for potlucks and holiday celebrations. Their home, a charming 2-story house with a white picket fence and a garden bursting with tulips in spring, was a testament to their shared dreams and enduring love. As the minutes stretched into what felt like hours, Evelyn's mind wandered to memories of simpler times. She recalled summer afternoons spent reading under the old oak tree in their backyard, the pages of her favorite novels fluttering gently in the breeze. Holiday gatherings filled with laughter, the clinking of glasses, and the warmth of family embracing her heart. Quiet evenings by the fireplace, where stories were shared and plans for the future were lovingly discussed. The thought of losing these moments to an uncertain future weighed heavily on her heart, each memory a precious thread in the tapestry of her life. The library, where Evelyn spent her days surrounded by books and the soft rustle of turning pages, was her sanctuary. The scent of aged paper and polished wood brought her immense comfort, and the soft glow of the reading lamp seemed to illuminate not just the books, but her very soul. She took pride in curating the library's collection, ensuring that every book on the shelves was a gateway to adventure, knowledge, or solace for someone in need. Her interactions with patrons, whether recommending a novel or helping a child discover the joy of reading, were the highlights of her days. Evelyn's thoughts were interrupted by the distant sound of footsteps echoing down the hallway. Her heart pounded in her chest as she glanced toward the door, anticipation mingling with dread. The nurse had been delayed, and the uncertainty was almost unbearable. She squeezed Robert's hand reassuringly, drawing strength from his calm demeanor. "Whatever happens, we're in this together," he whispered, his voice steady and soothing. A soft chime announced the arrival of another patient, and Evelyn's anxiety spiked. She tried to steady her breathing, focusing on the rhythmic tapping of her own heart. The door to the consultation room swung open, and a nurse stepped out, her expression neutral yet compassionate. Evelyn stood slowly, feeling the weight of every step she took toward the unknown. As she approached the nurse, the room seemed to close in around her. The polished floors reflected the soft lighting, and the scent of antiseptic filled her nostrils. The nurse offered a kind smile, guiding Evelyn and Robert toward a quieter corner of the waiting area. Evelyn's mind raced with questions, fear of the worst, hope for the best, and an overwhelming sense of vulnerability she had never felt before. Finally, the nurse returned, her expression more serious. "Evelyn Thompson?" she called softly. Evelyn nodded, her throat tight. They followed her down a long corridor, adorned with framed photographs of smiling faces, patients who had walked these halls before them. The walls were painted a calming shade of blue, intended to soothe the anxious hearts that passed through. The nurse led Evelyn and Robert into a small consultation room where Dr. Anderson awaited them. He was a middle-aged man with graying temples and a demeanor that balanced professionalism with genuine empathy. His office was modest, decorated with certificates and a few personal mementos, a family photo, and a small potted plant that added a touch of life to the clinical space. Dr. Anderson greeted them warmly, gesturing for them to sit. "Evelyn, Robert, thank you for coming in today. Please, have a seat." His voice was gentle, yet the weight of his words was palpable. Evelyn felt a knot tighten in her stomach as she braced herself for what was to come. Evelyn took a deep breath, trying to steady her nerves. "Doctor, is everything all right?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Dr. Anderson sighed softly, exchanging a brief glance with Robert before continuing. "I wish I had better news, Evelyn. The tests we conducted last week indicate that you have breast cancer." The room seemed to spin around Evelyn. Her mind raced, unable to fully process the words. She looked to Robert, whose eyes mirrored her shock and fear. "Breast cancer," she echoed, her voice cracking. "Yes," Dr. Anderson confirmed, pulling up a chair closer to them. "It's stage 2, which means it hasn't spread beyond the breast and nearby lymph nodes. The good news is that with the right treatment, we have a strong chance of successfully managing it." Evelyn felt a mixture of relief and fear. Relief that it hadn't advanced further, but fear of the treatment ahead. "What does the treatment entail?" she asked, her voice steadier now, but her hands still trembling. "We'll need to start with a combination of surgery and chemotherapy," Dr. Anderson explained. "Surgery will involve removing the tumor, and chemotherapy will help ensure that any remaining cancer cells are eradicated. We can also discuss radiation therapy if necessary. I understand this is a lot to take in right now." Robert reached out to squeeze Evelyn's hand. "We'll get through this, Evelyn, whatever you need." Evelyn nodded, taking comfort in his unwavering support. "I just can't believe this is happening," she admitted, tears welling in her eyes. Dr. Anderson leaned forward, his expression compassionate. "It's completely normal to feel that way. Facing a cancer diagnosis is one of the most challenging experiences anyone can go through. But please know that you're not alone in this. We have a dedicated team here to support you every step of the way." Evelyn wiped her eyes, trying to compose herself. "What are my chances, doctor?" "Stage 2 breast cancer has a high survival rate, especially when detected early and treated promptly," Dr. Anderson reassured her. "With surgery and chemotherapy, many patients respond well and go on to live healthy lives." Evelyn took a deep breath, absorbing the information. "Okay, let's do whatever it takes." Robert smiled softly, his eyes filled with determination. "We'll tackle this together." Dr. Anderson nodded approvingly. "That's the spirit. I'll have my nurse schedule the surgery as soon as possible, and we can begin chemotherapy shortly after. In the meantime, it might be helpful for you to talk to a counselor to help navigate the emotional aspects of this diagnosis." As they left the consultation room, the weight of the diagnosis settled over Evelyn like a heavy blanket. The crisp autumn air greeted them as they walked back to their car, the leaves crunching under their feet in a rhythm that seemed almost indifferent to their turmoil. The sky was a clear blue, a stark contrast to the storm swirling inside Evelyn. Back home, the familiar surroundings of their cozy living room offered a semblance of comfort. The fireplace cast a warm glow over the room, highlighting family photos that captured moments of joy and love. Evelyn sat in her favorite armchair, the notebook she had brought from the library open on her lap. She began to jot down her thoughts, the act of writing providing a small measure of solace. Later that evening, as twilight settled in, Evelyn and Robert sat together on their porch, wrapped in a blanket. The garden, with its blooming tulips and the first hints of frost, stood as a silent witness to their conversation. "I've been thinking," Evelyn began, her voice soft. "Maybe we should let Laura and Michael know. They deserve to be part of this." Robert nodded thoughtfully. "I agree. They're strong, just like you. They'll want to help in any way they can." Evelyn took a deep breath, feeling the weight of her decision. "I just worry about how it will affect them." Robert gently squeezed her hand. "They love you, Evelyn. They want to be here for you, just as you've always been there for them." As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Evelyn felt a flicker of hope amidst the uncertainty. The path ahead was daunting, filled with challenges and unknowns. But with Robert by her side and the love of her family, she felt a sense of resilience beginning to take root. In the quiet of the evening, surrounded by the familiar sights and sounds of their cherished home, Evelyn allowed herself a moment to breathe, to gather her thoughts, and to embrace the journey that lay ahead. She knew it would not be easy, but she was determined to face each day with courage, strength, and the unwavering support of those she held dear. The following morning, sunlight streamed through the lace curtains of the Thompson household, casting delicate patterns on the wooden floors. Evelyn Thompson awoke to the soft melody of birdsong, a gentle reminder of the world outside her window. Yet beneath the serene morning facade, a tempest brewed within her heart. The diagnosis from the previous day lingered in her mind, each thought a ripple in the calm surface of her daily life. Robert moved about the kitchen with practiced ease, the scent of freshly brewed coffee filling the air. His movements were deliberate, yet there was an undercurrent of tension that Evelyn couldn't quite place. As she sat up, the warmth of the blankets enveloped her, offering a fleeting sense of comfort. "Good morning, love," Robert greeted her with a reassuring smile, setting a steaming mug of coffee beside her. "I made your favorite, cinnamon raisin toast and a latte." Evelyn managed a weak smile, her eyes meeting his, with a mixture of gratitude and lingering anxiety. "Thank you, Robert. It smells wonderful." They sat together at their breakfast nook, a cozy corner of their home adorned with framed photographs capturing moments of joy and togetherness. The table was set with care, the simple meal a symbol of the normalcy they both desperately sought to maintain. Yet beneath the surface, Evelyn could feel the weight of the unspoken words hanging between them. After breakfast, Evelyn prepared for her day at the Willow Creek Library. The morning sun cast a golden glow through the large windows, illuminating the rows of books she so lovingly curated. The familiar scent of aged paper and polished wood provided a sense of stability amidst the uncertainty that clouded her thoughts. As she arranged new arrivals on the shelves, her hands trembled slightly, a subtle reminder of the fear that loomed over her. During her lunch break, Evelyn found solace in the library's small cafe, a quaint space with wooden tables and cozy chairs adorned with potted plants. She sat with her eldest daughter, Laura, a vibrant woman in her early 30s with curly hair and an infectious laugh. Laura had recently returned to Willow Creek after a stint in the city, bringing with her a renewed energy that contrasted sharply with the somber mood of the day. "Mom, how are you holding up?" Laura asked, her eyes filled with genuine concern as she reached across the table to squeeze her mother's hand. Evelyn took a deep breath, gathering her thoughts. "It's been tough, Laura, but Robert and I are going to get through this together." Before Laura could respond, Evelyn's younger son, Michael, arrived. Tall and dependable with a thoughtful demeanor, Michael had just finished his first week as a high school teacher. He greeted them with a warm smile and pulled up a chair beside them. "Hey, Mom. Hey, Laura," Michael said, his presence a calming influence. "How are you feeling?" Evelyn managed a small smile, appreciating the support of her children. "Better now that you're here." The conversation shifted to lighter topics, but Evelyn could sense the underlying tension. They discussed upcoming library events, Michael's experiences at school, and Laura's recent art projects. Yet Evelyn knew that the conversation they needed to have loomed just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment. As the afternoon sun began to wane, casting long shadows across the cafe, Evelyn felt a growing resolve. It was time to share the news with Laura and Michael, to bring them into the fold of her battle against cancer. The thought was both terrifying and liberating, a necessary step toward healing. After their break, Evelyn returned to her duties, her mind still swirling with thoughts of the impending conversation. The library, usually a place of refuge, now felt like a holding pen, keeping her grounded while her emotions threatened to break free. That evening, the Thompsons gathered in their cozy living room, the fireplace casting a warm glow over the room. Robert was preparing Evelyn's favorite chicken pot pie, the savory aroma filling the air and providing a semblance of normalcy. The living room was softly lit, the furniture arranged to foster conversation and connection. Evelyn stood to greet her children, her heart pounding in her chest. "Laura, Michael, please come in and sit down." They gathered around the dining table, the comforting familiarity of home offering a small sense of ease. Robert sat beside Evelyn, his presence a steadying force amidst the emotional turbulence. Laura reached out, taking her mother's hand gently. "Mom, what's going on? You seemed worried earlier." Evelyn took a deep breath, her fingers tightening around Laura's. "There's something important we need to talk about. Robert and I went to the doctor yesterday, and I have breast cancer." The room fell silent for a moment, the weight of her words sinking in. Laura's eyes filled with concern, while Michael looked momentarily stunned before regaining his composure. "Mom," Michael said softly, placing his other hand over hers, "we're here for you, whatever you need." Robert nodded, his expression resolute. "We'll get through this together as a family." Evelyn felt a mixture of relief and fear. "I wanted to tell you both today because I don't want to keep this from you. I know it's a lot to take in." Laura reached across the table, pulling her mother into a warm embrace. "Thank you for telling us, Mom. How are you feeling?" Tears welled up in Evelyn's eyes as she hugged her daughter tightly. "It's been hard, but having you and Michael here helps. Robert and I have a plan with Dr. Anderson, and we're going to fight this." Michael pulled back slightly, his brows furrowed with determination. "What can we do to help?" Evelyn smiled through her tears. "Just being here is enough, but I might need some extra support with things around the house and at the library once my treatment starts." Laura nodded, her mind already racing with ways to assist. "I can help with organizing events at the library, handle some of the daily tasks, and make sure everything runs smoothly." Michael added, "And I can take care of the yard work and any repairs that need attention. We'll make sure you can focus on your recovery." Robert reached out, pulling both of his children into a comforting embrace. "Your mother is strong, and together we're stronger. We'll navigate this as a family." As the evening settled in, the family sat together, sharing stories and planning the next steps. The conversation, though heavy, was a turning point, a moment of unity and determination. Evelyn felt a flicker of hope amidst the uncertainty, buoyed by the unwavering support of her loved ones. Later that night, as Evelyn lay in bed, the sounds of her family's laughter and conversation drifted through the house, a soothing balm to her weary soul. She gazed out the window at the garden, the first hints of frost already touching the leaves. The path ahead was uncertain, but with her family by her side, she felt a newfound strength beginning to take root. In the quiet of the night, Evelyn allowed herself a moment to breathe, to embrace the love and resilience that surrounded her. She knew the journey ahead would be fraught with challenges, but she was no longer alone. With each passing day, she drew closer to the hope of recovery, fortified by the bonds of family and the promise of brighter days. The days that followed Evelyn's heartfelt conversation with Laura and Michael were a whirlwind of emotions and preparations. The revelation of her diagnosis had brought the family closer, each member stepping up to support her in their unique ways. Yet, beneath the surface, uncertainty loomed large, and the path ahead remained shrouded in both hope and fear. Early the next morning, sunlight streamed through the Thompson household, casting a warm glow on the wooden floors. Evelyn awoke feeling a mix of exhaustion and determination. The previous day's emotional exchange had left her drained, yet a newfound sense of purpose began to take root within her. She knew that facing cancer would require every ounce of her resilience and the unwavering support of her loved ones. In the kitchen, Robert was already up, meticulously organizing Evelyn's medication and treatment schedule. The scent of freshly brewed coffee mingled with the aroma of breakfast cooking, creating a comforting ambience. He glanced over at Evelyn, noticing the subtle lines of worry etched on her face. "Good morning, my love," Robert greeted her with a gentle smile. "I made your favorite, berry muffins and herbal tea." Evelyn returned his smile, appreciating the small acts of kindness that helped ease her anxiety. "Thank you, Robert. It smells wonderful." They sat together at the breakfast table, a modest spread laid out before them. The table was adorned with a vase of fresh flowers, adding a touch of brightness to the room. As they ate, Evelyn reviewed her treatment plan, jotting down notes in her notebook to keep track of appointments and medications. After breakfast, Laura arrived with a basket of supplies she had thoughtfully put together. Inside were items ranging from cozy blankets and comfortable clothing to inspirational books and journals. Michael followed shortly after, bringing with him a sense of calm assurance. "I thought these might help you feel more comfortable during your treatments," Laura explained, her eyes filled with concern and love. Evelyn touched the items gently, grateful for their thoughtfulness. "Thank you both. This means so much to me." With the morning task completed, Evelyn prepared for her first chemotherapy session scheduled for later that week. The Willow Creek Medical Center was a short drive from their home, nestled amidst the rolling hills and dense forests that characterized the picturesque town. The center was a modern facility, its glass facade reflecting the surrounding landscape, yet inside the atmosphere remained clinical and antiseptic. As Evelyn sat in the waiting room, the familiar sights and sounds of the medical center provided a strange sense of comfort. The room was filled with other patients and their families, each person grappling with their own battles. The soft murmur of conversations and the occasional beeping of medical equipment created a backdrop of controlled chaos. A nurse approached Evelyn with a warm smile, guiding her to a private consultation room. "Evelyn, it's time for your chemotherapy session. Let's get you settled." Evelyn followed the nurse, her heart pounding in her chest. The treatment chair awaited her, reclining to provide comfort during the infusion. As the nurse prepared the IV, Evelyn took a deep breath, attempting to steady her nerves. "How are you feeling today?" the nurse asked kindly. Evelyn offered a small smile. "A bit nervous, but ready." The nurse nodded reassuringly. "That's perfectly normal. We'll take good care of you." As the chemotherapy began, Evelyn felt a mixture of sensations, cold medicine coursing through her veins, the rhythmic drip of the IV, and the distant sounds of the bustling medical center. She closed her eyes, allowing herself to drift into a state of calm reflection. Memories of her life in Willow Creek surfaced, the quiet afternoons at the library, the laughter shared with friends during community gatherings, and the unwavering support of her family. These thoughts provided a source of strength, reminding her of the love and resilience that surrounded her. Meanwhile, back at home, Laura and Michael took on additional responsibilities to ensure that Evelyn could focus on her treatment and recovery. Laura managed the library's events and daily operations, while Michael handled household chores and maintenance tasks. Their efforts created a seamless support system, allowing Evelyn to concentrate on her healing journey. Days turned into weeks, and Evelyn's chemotherapy sessions continued. Each treatment brought its own set of challenges: fatigue, nausea, and moments of emotional vulnerability. Yet through it all, Evelyn remained steadfast, drawing strength from her family's unwavering support and her own inner resilience. One afternoon, after a particularly grueling session, Evelyn found herself sitting in her favorite armchair by the window, gazing out at the garden. The tulips had begun to bloom, their vibrant colors a stark contrast to the sterile environment of the medical center. The garden had always been a place of solace for her, a space where she could reconnect with nature and find peace amidst life's chaos. As she sat there, lost in thought, her phone buzzed with a message from Laura. "Thinking of you today. Let us know if you need anything. Love you, Mom." A warm smile spread across Evelyn's face as she read the message. The simple gesture was a reminder of the love and support that enveloped her, providing a beacon of hope during the darkest of times. That evening, as the family gathered for dinner, the atmosphere was filled with a sense of unity and determination. Robert raised a glass in a toast, his voice steady and filled with conviction. "To Evelyn, your strength and courage inspire us all. We're here with you every step of the way." The family echoed the sentiment, clinking their glasses together in a heartfelt gesture of solidarity. Evelyn felt a surge of gratitude, knowing that she was not alone in her battle. With each passing day, her resolve grew stronger, fueled by the love of her family and the unwavering support of her community. As the weeks turned into months, Evelyn began to see the first signs of progress. The chemotherapy treatments, though arduous, were taking effect, and her health was slowly improving. There were moments of triumph and setbacks, but through it all, Evelyn remained committed to her journey of healing. In the quiet moments of reflection, Evelyn realized that her battle with cancer had not only tested her strength, but had also deepened her connections with those she loved. The challenges she faced had revealed the true depth of her resilience and the boundless capacity of her heart. With each passing day, Evelyn drew closer to the hope of recovery, fortified by the bonds of family, the support of her friends, and the unwavering belief that she could overcome even the greatest of adversities. The first light of dawn peeked through the lace curtains of the Thompson household, casting a soft glow across Evelyn's bedroom. The air was crisp, carrying the faint scent of pine from the surrounding woods. Evelyn Thompson lay in her bed, the morning sun warming her face as she reflected on the journey she and her family had embarked upon. The previous weeks had been a whirlwind of emotions, treatments, and adjustments, each day bringing new challenges and moments of profound connection. Robert was already awake, his presence a steadying force beside her. He moved quietly around the room, preparing a simple breakfast of oatmeal and fresh fruit. His movements were deliberate, each gesture infused with care and consideration. Evelyn watched him for a moment, gratitude swelling in her heart for the unwavering support he provided. "Good morning, Evelyn," Robert greeted her softly, placing a steaming bowl of oatmeal on the nightstand. "I thought you might like something light to start your day." Evelyn smiled, reaching out to take his hand. "Thank you, Robert. It looks delicious." They sat together at the small breakfast table, the morning light filtering through the window and highlighting the vibrant colors of the fruit. The table was adorned with a vase of freshly picked wildflowers from their garden, adding a touch of natural beauty to the otherwise simple setting. As they ate, Evelyn's thoughts wandered to the library. Managing the daily operations had been challenging, but Laura and Michael had stepped up admirably. Their support allowed her to focus on her recovery without the constant worry of neglecting her beloved sanctuary of books. After breakfast, Evelyn felt a surge of determination. Today was a day to confront lingering fears and embrace the support that surrounded her. She decided it was time to visit Dr. Anderson for a follow-up appointment to discuss the progress of her treatment and any adjustments that might be necessary. The drive to Willow Creek Medical Center was serene, the town's familiar sights passing by in a comforting blur. The roads were lined with trees that had begun to shed their leaves, creating a tapestry of reds and oranges that signaled the arrival of autumn. Evelyn found solace in the rhythmic hum of the engine and the beauty of the changing season outside her window. Upon arrival, the medical center buzzed with activity. Patients and visitors moved purposefully through the halls, the atmosphere a blend of clinical efficiency and human vulnerability. Evelyn and Robert checked in at the reception, the familiar floral wallpaper and calming blue accents providing a sense of continuity. Dr. Anderson greeted them with his characteristic warmth, a reassuring smile that had become a beacon of hope for Evelyn. "Good morning, Evelyn. How are you feeling today?" Evelyn took a deep breath, gathering her thoughts. "I'm doing as well as I can, thank you. I wanted to discuss how the treatments have been going and see if there are any adjustments we should consider." Dr. Anderson nodded, gesturing for them to sit. "Of course. Let's review your progress." As they sat down, Evelyn noticed a framed photograph of Dr. Anderson's family on his desk, a small touch that humanized the clinical environment. He began by reviewing her latest test results, his tone both professional and compassionate. "The chemotherapy is showing positive results," Dr. Anderson reported. "The tumor has responded well, and the markers we're monitoring are decreasing as expected. However, there are some side effects we've observed, fatigue and mild nausea, which are common but manageable." Evelyn nodded, feeling a mix of relief and concern. "Is there anything we can do to mitigate these side effects?" Dr. Anderson smiled reassuringly. "Absolutely. We can adjust the dosage slightly and introduce anti-nausea medications to help manage the symptoms. It's important to communicate any discomfort you're experiencing so we can tailor the treatment to your needs." Robert squeezed Evelyn's hand under the table, offering silent support. "We're willing to do whatever it takes, Doctor." Evelyn felt a surge of gratitude for her husband's unwavering dedication. "Thank you, Dr. Anderson. I appreciate everything you're doing for me." Dr. Anderson leaned forward, his expression earnest. "Evelyn, your resilience is commendable. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Our team is here to support you every step of the way." After the appointment, Evelyn and Robert took a moment to breathe outside the consultation room. The late morning sun cast long shadows across the parking lot, the vibrant colors of fall leaves creating a picturesque backdrop. "How do you feel?" Robert asked gently, his eyes searching hers for any sign of distress. Evelyn smiled softly, drawing strength from his presence. Better. Knowing that the treatments are working is a huge relief, and having you here makes all the difference. As they drove back home, Evelyn's mind was a whirlwind of thoughts. The path to recovery was still uncertain, but each positive sign from her treatments bolstered her hope. She knew there would be difficult days ahead, but the support of her family and the progress she was making provided a foundation of strength. Back at home, Laura and Michael greeted them warmly, their presence a constant source of comfort. Laura had taken on additional responsibilities at the library, ensuring that events ran smoothly and patrons were well taken care of. Michael continued to handle household chores, his reliable nature easing the burden on Evelyn and Robert. That evening, the family gathered around the dinner table, sharing stories and laughter that filled the room with warmth. The clinking of cutlery and the aroma of Robert's cooking created a sense of normalcy that Evelyn cherished deeply. After dinner, Evelyn found herself in her favorite armchair by the window, a cup of herbal tea in hand. The garden outside was a riot of colors, the tulips and daffodils standing tall against the backdrop of fading autumn leaves. She reflected on the day's events, feeling a profound sense of gratitude for the progress she had made and the support that surrounded her. As she sipped her tea, Laura approached, holding a small scrapbook filled with photos and notes. "I thought you might like this," Laura said, handing the scrapbook to her mother. "It's a little something to remind you of all the good times and the love we have for you." Evelyn opened the scrapbook, her eyes welling with tears as she flipped through the pages. Each photo was a testament to the life she had built, a life filled with love, friendship, and cherished memories. The handwritten notes from her children added a personal touch, words of encouragement and love that touched her heart. "Thank you, Laura," Evelyn whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "This means so much to me." Laura hugged her mother tightly. "We're all in this together, Mom. Whatever you need, we're here." As the night deepened, Evelyn felt a sense of peace settle over her. The journey ahead was still fraught with challenges, but the shadows were balanced by the light of love, support, and hope. She knew that with each passing day, she was one step closer to overcoming the adversity that had entered her life. In the quiet of her home, surrounded by the people she loved most, Evelyn allowed herself to embrace the unknown. She was determined to face each day with courage, fortified by the bonds of family and the unwavering belief that she could overcome even the darkest of times. The first hints of dawn broke through the horizon, casting a soft pink hue over Willow Creek. Evelyn Thompson woke to the gentle sound of birds chirping outside her bedroom window, a serene contrast to the inner turmoil she often felt. Today marked the beginning of her chemotherapy treatments, a pivotal step in her battle against breast cancer. The weight of this reality pressed heavily on her, but so did the unwavering support of her family. Robert was already up, meticulously preparing her treatment kit. The room was bathed in the warm morning light, highlighting the delicate lace curtains that fluttered slightly with the morning breeze. Evelyn watched him, her heart swelling with gratitude. His presence was a constant source of strength, his calm demeanor a balm to her anxious mind. "Good morning, Evelyn." Robert greeted her with a reassuring smile as he placed a neatly packed bag on the bedside table. "I've packed everything you'll need for today." Evelyn reached out to squeeze his hand. "Thank you, Robert. I don't know what I'd do without you." He returned her squeeze, his eyes reflecting both love and determination. "We'll get through this together, every step of the way." After a light breakfast of oatmeal and fresh berries, Evelyn changed into her comfortable chemotherapy attire, a soft blue cardigan and loose-fitting pants that Robert had chosen for her. Laura and Michael arrived shortly after, bringing with them a basket of essentials, snacks, magazines, a cozy blanket, and a handwritten note filled with words of encouragement. "Thought you might need a little extra comfort today," Laura said, her voice gentle as she handed Evelyn the basket. Michael nodded in agreement. "We've got everything covered at home. Just focus on yourself." Evelyn felt a surge of emotion as she accepted their gifts. "Thank you both. Your support means the world to me." With everything in order, Evelyn and Robert set off for Willow Creek Medical Center. The drive was quiet, filled with the unspoken understanding of the challenges ahead. The hospital loomed ahead, its modern facade a stark contrast to the quaint charm of their hometown. As they parked and walked through the sliding glass doors, the bustling atmosphere of the medical center enveloped them. The reception area was a blend of clinical efficiency and human warmth. Nurses and doctors moved purposefully through the halls, their interactions a testament to the collaborative effort in patient care. Evelyn felt a flicker of reassurance, knowing she was in capable hands. Dr. Anderson greeted them warmly, his presence a comforting constant in Evelyn's journey. "Good morning, Evelyn. Ready for today?" Evelyn nodded, though her nerves fluttered beneath her calm exterior. "As ready as I'll ever be." Dr. Anderson led her to the Chemotherapy Infusion Center, a room designed to provide comfort during treatments. Soft lighting, plush chairs, and soothing artwork adorned the space, creating an environment conducive to relaxation. Evelyn settled into the reclining chair, the blanket Laura had included in the basket draped over her shoulders. As the nurse began the setup for the IV infusion, Evelyn felt a mixture of apprehension and hope. The first dose of chemotherapy was always the most daunting, but she drew strength from the support that surrounded her. "How are you feeling?" the nurse asked kindly, adjusting the IV line. "Okay, I think," Evelyn replied, offering a faint smile. "A bit nervous, but ready." The nurse nodded, her demeanor professional yet compassionate. "That's perfectly normal. We'll take good care of you." As the infusion began, Evelyn closed her eyes, allowing herself to drift into a state of calm reflection. Memories of her life in Willow Creek floated through her mind. The quiet afternoons at the library, the laughter shared with friends during community events, and the unwavering support of her family. Robert sat beside her, his hand gently holding hers. "You're doing great, Evelyn. Just focus on breathing." Evelyn took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of Robert's touch grounding her amidst the uncertainty. "Thank you for being here, Robert. I couldn't do this without you." He squeezed her hand reassuringly. "We'll get through this together." As the hours passed, Evelyn found solace in the small moments of connection, the friendly conversations with other patients, the comforting presence of the medical staff, and the unwavering support of her family. Despite the physical discomfort and emotional strain, there was a sense of purpose that fueled her resilience. During a break in her treatment, Laura joined them, bringing a homemade lunch and a bouquet of fresh flowers. "Thought you might need a little extra nourishment," she said, her eyes shining with concern and love. Evelyn smiled, touched by her daughter's thoughtfulness. "Thank you, Laura. This is lovely." Michael arrived shortly after, bringing with him a sense of calm assurance. "Hey, Mom, how are you holding up?" Evelyn reached out to hug him gently. "Better now that you're here." The family spent the remainder of the day together, sharing stories and offering words of encouragement. Evelyn felt a profound sense of gratitude for the bonds that held them together, a reminder that she was not alone in her battle. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow through the hospital windows, Evelyn felt a flicker of hope. The journey ahead was still uncertain, filled with challenges and moments of doubt, but the love and support of her family provided a beacon of light guiding her through the darkness. Back at home, the familiar comforts awaited her. The garden, now adorned with the vibrant colors of autumn, stood as a testament to the beauty that persisted even in the face of change. Evelyn spent the evening in her favorite armchair, reflecting on the day's events and the strength she had discovered within herself. As she gazed out the window at the serene landscape, Evelyn felt a sense of peace settle over her. The path ahead would be difficult, but with each passing day, she grew more determined to overcome the adversity that had entered her life. Surrounded by the love of her family and the unwavering support of her community, she embraced the journey with courage, resilience, and an unyielding spirit. The early morning sun cast a golden hue over Willow Creek, its rays filtering through the lace curtains and gently illuminating Evelyn Thompson's bedroom. The scent of freshly brewed coffee wafted from the kitchen, mingling with the faint aroma of lavender from the vase of flowers on her bedside table. Despite the serene surroundings, Evelyn felt the weight of exhaustion pressing down on her. The previous day's chemotherapy session had left her drained, her body aching from the toll of the treatment. Robert entered the room quietly, careful not to startle her. He carried a tray with a steaming mug of herbal tea and a bowl of fresh fruit. "Good morning, Evelyn," he greeted softly, placing the tray on the nightstand. "I thought you might need something light today." Evelyn managed a weary smile, her eyes meeting his with a mixture of gratitude and fatigue. "Thank you, Robert. You always know just what I need." She reached out to take his hand, the warmth of his touch providing a semblance of comfort amidst her discomfort. "Last night was tough. I kept feeling so nauseous and couldn't get much sleep." Robert squeezed her hand reassuringly. "I know, love, but you're handling it so well. Just remember to take it one day at a time." After a quiet breakfast, Evelyn felt a surge of determination to face the day. She knew that each moment of rest was crucial for her recovery, but she also wanted to stay engaged with her life at the library. Laura had already taken charge of organizing the upcoming book fair, a beloved annual event that brought the community together. Michael had been diligently managing household chores and handling any repairs that arose, allowing Evelyn the space to focus on her healing. As the morning progressed, Evelyn decided to visit the library, her sanctuary of knowledge and solace. The familiar scent of aged paper and polished wood greeted her as she walked through the doors, the soft rustle of turning pages, a comforting background to her thoughts. The library was a hive of activity, with patrons browsing the shelves and children engaged in storytime sessions led by Laura. "Morning, Mom," Laura greeted her with a warm smile, ushering her towards her office. "How are you feeling today?" Evelyn offered a small smile, taking a seat behind her desk. "A bit tired, but managing." "How's the book fair coming along?" Laura spread out a series of colorful flyers and schedules across the desk. "It's almost here. We've got a great lineup of authors, and the community is really excited. Michael has been a lifesaver with the logistics, and I can't thank you enough for all your help in preparing the materials." Evelyn felt a surge of pride as she looked around the library, witnessing the vibrant energy that filled the space. "I'm glad to see everything is running smoothly. It's a wonderful event." Yep. Their conversation was interrupted by a knock on the door, and a nurse entered the room with a clipboard in hand. "Good morning, Evelyn. Do you have a moment?" Evelyn nodded, gesturing for her to come in. "Of course, Dr. Martinez. What can I do for you?" Dr. Martinez, a kind-faced woman in her late 40s, took a seat across from Evelyn. "I wanted to check in on how you're managing with the side effects from the chemotherapy. Are you experiencing any new symptoms or increased discomfort?" Evelyn sighed softly, adjusting her cardigan. "The fatigue is still pretty overwhelming, and the nausea hasn't completely subsided. It's been hard to keep up with everything, even with Michael and Laura helping out." Dr. Martinez nodded understandingly. "That's completely normal. We'll adjust your treatment plan to help alleviate some of these symptoms. I've prescribed a new anti-nausea medication that should help, and we're considering reducing the chemotherapy dosage slightly to make it more manageable for you." Evelyn felt a flicker of relief. "That would be wonderful. I just want to feel a bit more like myself." Dr. Martinez smiled reassuringly. "We'll do everything we can to make this journey as comfortable as possible for you. Also, I'd like to recommend joining our support group. It can be incredibly beneficial to connect with others who are going through similar experiences." Evelyn considered the suggestion, her mind weighing the idea of sharing her struggles with others. "I think that could be helpful. It might be nice to talk to people who understand what I'm going through." Dr. Martinez nodded. "Great. I'll have the coordinator reach out to you with the details. In the meantime, don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything else." After Dr. Martinez left, Evelyn turned to Laura and Michael, who had been listening attentively. "I think joining the support group could be a good idea," she said thoughtfully. "It might help to hear from others who are going through the same thing." Laura nodded encouragingly. "Absolutely, Mom. It could be a great source of strength and understanding." Michael added, "We're all here for you, every step of the way." As the day unfolded, Evelyn balanced her responsibilities with moments of rest, the support of her family a constant anchor. The library's vibrant atmosphere provided a sense of normalcy, a reminder of the life she was fighting to preserve. During a quiet afternoon, she found herself organizing a new collection of mystery novels, the familiar task grounding her amidst the emotional turbulence. Later that evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Evelyn joined her family for dinner. The dining room was warmly lit, the table adorned with a simple yet delicious meal that Robert had prepared. The conversation flowed easily, a testament to the family's resilience and unity. "How was your day, Mom?" Michael asked, passing her a plate of roasted vegetables. Evelyn took a bite, savoring the comforting flavors. "It was productive. I had a good day at the library, and Dr. Martinez made some adjustments to my treatment plan that should help with the nausea." Laura chimed in. "That's great news. I'm glad to hear you're feeling a bit better." As they ate, Evelyn felt a sense of gratitude wash over her. Despite the challenges she faced, the love and support of her family provided a beacon of hope. The room was filled with laughter and shared stories. The simple moments of connection offering solace amidst the uncertainty. After dinner, Evelyn retreated to her favorite armchair by the window, the scrapbook Laura had given her lying open on her lap. She flipped through the pages, each photo a testament to the life she had built. A life filled with love, friendship, and cherished memories. The handwritten notes from her children added a personal touch, words of encouragement and love that touched her heart deeply. Her phone buzzed with a message from the support group coordinator, inviting her to their first meeting. Evelyn took a deep breath, feeling a mix of apprehension and anticipation. She knew that reaching out to others would require courage, but the promise of shared understanding and support was a beacon of hope. As she prepared for bed, Evelyn reflected on the day's events. The adjustments to her treatment, the support from her family, and the prospect of connecting with others facing similar battles all contributed to a sense of progress. The journey was far from over, but each step forward was a testament to her resilience and the unwavering love that surrounded her. Lying in the quiet of her bedroom, Evelyn felt a renewed sense of determination. The tides of her battle with cancer were unpredictable, but with each passing day she navigated them with strength, hope, and the unbreakable bonds of family and community. As she drifted into sleep, the first stars of the evening twinkled outside her window, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always light to guide the way. The morning sun bathed Willow Creek in a warm golden light, casting long shadows across Evelyn Thompson's bedroom. The soft chirping of birds outside her window provided a gentle soundtrack to the new day. Evelyn stirred in her bed, feeling the lingering effects of the previous night's chemotherapy treatments. Despite the fatigue that weighed heavily on her, a sense of determination began to stir within her. Robert entered the room quietly, carrying a tray with a steaming mug of green tea and a plate of fresh fruit. He placed the tray gently on the bedside table, careful not to disturb her as she slowly awakened. "Good morning, Evelyn," he greeted softly, his eyes filled with concern and love. "I thought you might like some tea to start your day." Evelyn managed a weary smile, reaching out to take his hand. "Thank you, Robert. It means a lot." They sat together at the small breakfast table, the room filled with the soft morning light filtering through the curtains. The table was adorned with a vase of freshly picked wildflowers, their vibrant colors a stark contrast to the clinical atmosphere of the past few weeks. As they ate, Evelyn reviewed the notes she had taken from her last meeting with Dr. Anderson and Dr. Martinez. The adjustments to her treatment plan had made her feel slightly more hopeful, but there were still many uncertainties ahead. After breakfast, Evelyn felt a surge of determination. Today was the day she had decided to attend her first support group meeting, a step she had been contemplating since Dr. Martinez's recommendation. The idea of sharing her experiences with others who understood her struggles was both daunting and appealing. Robert prepared her treatment kit, ensuring that everything she needed was organized and within reach. Laura and Michael arrived shortly after, bringing with them additional support and encouragement. "Good morning, Mom. Ready for your meeting today?" Laura asked, her curly hair bouncing as she moved. Evelyn took a deep breath, feeling a mixture of anxiety and anticipation. "I think so. It's a big step, but I believe it could help." Michael offered a reassuring smile. "We're proud of you, Evelyn. Just remember, we're all here for you." With everything in order, Evelyn and Robert set off for the Willow Creek Medical Center. The drive was serene. The picturesque town basked in the soft glow of autumn sunlight. The road was lined with trees displaying a brilliant array of reds, oranges, and yellows, their leaves whispering secrets to the gentle breeze. Upon arrival, the medical center buzzed with activity. Patients and visitors moved purposefully through the halls, each person navigating their own journey. Evelyn felt a flicker of reassurance knowing she was in a place equipped to support her. Dr. Martinez greeted them warmly at the reception desk. "Good morning, Evelyn. Ready for your support group meeting?" Evelyn nodded, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and hope. "Yes, I think so." Dr. Martinez led them to a comfortable lounge area where the support group meetings were held. The room was inviting, with plush chairs arranged in a circle and a bookshelf filled with inspirational books and resources. Soft instrumental music played in the background, creating a calming ambiance. As Evelyn took her seat, she noticed a diverse group of women, each with their own stories and struggles. Some greeted her with warm smiles, while others offered sympathetic nods. The sense of camaraderie in the room was palpable. The facilitator, a compassionate woman named Karen, began the meeting with a gentle introduction. "Welcome, everyone. Today we'll start by sharing a little about ourselves and why we're here." Evelyn felt a surge of courage as she prepared to speak. "Hi, I'm Evelyn. I'm a librarian in Willow Creek, and I've been diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm here to find support and share my experiences with others going through similar challenges." A few moments of silence followed, broken by a heartfelt response from another member. "Thank you for sharing, Evelyn. I'm Linda, and I'm battling ovarian cancer. It's comforting to know we're not alone in this." As the meeting progressed, Evelyn listened to the stories of resilience and hope from the other women. Each narrative wove a tapestry of strength, illustrating the diverse ways people coped with their diagnoses. The shared experiences created a sense of unity, a thread that connected each member in their collective journey. When it was her turn to share again, Evelyn felt a newfound sense of confidence. "Since I started treatment, I've had my ups and downs. There are days when the fatigue is overwhelming and moments when doubt creeps in. But being here today, hearing all of your stories gives me strength. It reminds me that I'm not alone and that there's a community of support surrounding me." The room filled with nods and murmurs of agreement, the atmosphere thick with empathy and encouragement. Evelyn felt a weight lift off her shoulders, replaced by a sense of belonging and hope. After the meeting, Evelyn and Robert walked back to their car, the crisp autumn air invigorating them. "How do you feel?" Robert asked gently, his eyes searching hers for any sign of distress. Evelyn smiled, a sense of relief washing over her. "I feel lighter, somehow. Sharing my story and hearing theirs was comforting." Robert squeezed her hand reassuringly. "I'm glad you went. It sounds like it was exactly what you needed." As they drove home, Evelyn reflected on the day's events. The support group had provided her with a sense of community and understanding that she had been missing. It was a reminder that amidst the challenges, there were rays of hope and threads of strength that connected her to others. Back at home, Laura and Michael greeted them warmly, their presence a constant source of comfort. The evening was spent in quiet reflection and gentle conversation, the family's bond growing stronger with each shared moment. Later that night, Evelyn found herself in her favorite armchair by the window, the scrapbook lying open on her lap. She flipped through the pages, each photo and note a testament to the life she cherished. The handwritten messages from her children filled her heart with warmth and gratitude. Her phone buzzed with a message from Karen, the support group facilitator. "Hi, Evelyn. It was wonderful having you at the meeting today. If you ever need to talk or have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're all here for you." Evelyn felt a surge of emotion as she read the message. The support of the group and her family's unwavering love provided her with the strength to navigate the tides of her journey. She knew there would be more challenges ahead, but with each passing day, she grew more resilient, fortified by the connections that bound her to those around her. As she prepared for bed, Evelyn gazed out the window at the serene landscape of Willow Creek. The stars began to twinkle in the night sky, their light a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always a glimmer of hope to guide the way. In the quiet of her home, surrounded by love and support, Evelyn allowed herself a moment of peace. She was determined to embrace each day with courage, knowing that the threads of strength woven through her life would carry her through the challenges ahead. Autumn had fully settled over Willow Creek, painting the town in vibrant shades of red, orange, and gold. The crisp air carried the scent of fallen leaves and the promise of upcoming winter, a reminder of the ever-changing cycles of life. Evelyn Thompson stood at the window of her bedroom, watching as the last of the summer blooms succumbed to the embrace of fall. The garden, once a riot of color, now displayed a more subdued palette, each leaf a testament to the passage of time. Inside, the Thompson household hummed with a quiet energy. Laura was meticulously organizing the final details for the upcoming book fair, her artistic flair evident in the creative displays and enticing invitations. Michael was in the garage, working on repairs that had been piling up, his dependable nature ensuring that everything was in order. Robert moved about the kitchen, preparing a hearty stew that filled the home with its comforting aroma. Evelyn felt a sense of accomplishment as she reflected on the progress she and her family had made. The support group meetings had become a cornerstone of her healing process, offering not just emotional solace but also practical advice from others who understood her journey. Karen, the facilitator, had introduced new members, each bringing their own stories of struggle and triumph. The connections Evelyn had forged there were invaluable, weaving a network of strength around her. Today was a significant day for Evelyn. She had scheduled a follow-up appointment with Dr. Anderson to discuss the next phase of her treatment. While the chemotherapy had been effective, there was talk of introducing radiation therapy to ensure that any lingering cancer cells were eradicated. The thought of additional treatments brought a mixture of apprehension and determination. As she sat down for breakfast, Robert placed a steaming bowl of oatmeal and fresh fruit before her. "Good morning, Evelyn," he greeted her with a warm smile. "Ready for your appointment today?" Evelyn nodded, her eyes meeting his with gratitude. "Yes, I think so. It's the next step, right?" Robert reached out to gently squeeze her hand. "Absolutely. And remember, we're all here for you every step of the way." After breakfast, Evelyn prepared for her day. She changed into a comfortable cardigan and jeans, the outfit chosen for both comfort and a touch of personal style. Laura and Michael joined her, offering words of encouragement and helping her gather her belongings for the trip to the medical center. The drive to Willow Creek Medical Center was serene, the landscape bathed in the soft glow of autumn sunlight. The roads were lined with trees shedding their leaves, the vibrant colors creating a picturesque backdrop. Evelyn found solace in the rhythmic hum of the engine, the familiar sights of her hometown passing by in a comforting blur. Upon arrival, the medical center was abuzz with activity. Patients and visitors moved purposefully through the halls, each person navigating their own journey. Evelyn felt a flicker of reassurance knowing she was in a place equipped to support her. Dr. Anderson greeted her warmly, his presence a comforting constant in Evelyn's journey. "Good morning, Evelyn. How are you feeling today?" Evelyn took a deep breath, settling into the consultation room. "Good morning, Dr. Anderson. I'm feeling ready to discuss the next steps." Dr. Anderson smiled, his demeanor both professional and compassionate. "I'm glad to hear that. Let's review your progress and discuss the introduction of radiation therapy." As they delved into the details of her treatment plan, Evelyn felt a sense of clarity. The radiation sessions would be more targeted, designed to minimize side effects while maximizing effectiveness. Dr. Anderson explained the schedule, the procedures, and the measures in place to support her through each session. Evelyn listened attentively, absorbing the information with a mixture of determination and hope. "What can I expect during the radiation sessions?" Dr. Anderson outlined the process, emphasizing the personalized care she would receive. "The treatments are generally quick, and you'll be able to return home the same day. We'll monitor your progress closely and adjust the plan as needed. It's an additional layer of protection to ensure the best possible outcome." Feeling a surge of confidence, Evelyn nodded. "I'm ready to take this next step, whatever it takes." Robert reached out, his eyes filled with pride and love. "We're with you, Evelyn, every step of the way." As they left the consultation room, the weight of the upcoming treatment settled over Evelyn like a mantle. The journey was far from over, but each step forward brought her closer to healing. The support of her family and the connections she had made in the support group provided a foundation of strength that fortified her resolve. Back at home, the familiar comforts awaited her. Laura had taken on additional responsibilities at the library, ensuring that the book fair preparations remained on track. Michael had finished the necessary repairs in the garage, his diligent work creating a seamless environment that allowed Evelyn to focus on her recovery. That evening, the family gathered for dinner, the table adorned with a hearty meal that Robert had prepared with care. The conversation flowed easily, a testament to the resilience and unity that define the Thompson household. Laura shared updates on the book fair, her enthusiasm infectious, while Michael recounted stories from his first weeks as a teacher. After dinner, Evelyn retreated to her favorite armchair by the window, the scrapbook lying open on her lap. She flipped through the pages, each photo and note a reminder of the life she cherished. The handwritten messages from her children and the additions from her support group members filled her heart with warmth and gratitude. Her phone buzzed with a message from Karen. "Hi, Evelyn. Just wanted to check in and see how you're feeling after your appointment. Remember, we're here for you if you need anything." Evelyn felt a surge of emotion as she read the message. The support from her group extended beyond the meetings, a constant presence in her life. She typed a quick response, expressing her gratitude and confirming her attendance at the next meeting. As the night deepened, Evelyn found herself reflecting on the day's events. The introduction of radiation therapy marked another chapter in her battle against cancer, a challenge she was now more prepared to face thanks to the unwavering support of her family and the community she had become a part of. Lying in bed, Evelyn gazed out at the star-studded night sky, the first hints of frost glittering on the leaves. The journey ahead was still uncertain, but with each passing day, she grew more resilient, fortified by the love and strength that surrounded her. She closed her eyes, allowing herself to embrace the hope that flickered within her, knowing that with courage and determination, she could navigate the tides of her journey toward recovery. Winter had fully embraced Willow Creek, draping the town in a blanket of pristine white snow. The landscape, once vibrant with the fiery colors of autumn, now shimmered under the soft glow of winter's sunlight. Evelyn Thompson stood by her window, watching as delicate snowflakes danced gracefully to the ground. Their silent descent a stark contrast to the inner turmoil she had navigated over the past months. Inside the Thompson household, warmth radiated from the fireplace, casting a cozy glow that softened the chill of the season. Robert was busy in the kitchen, preparing a hearty vegetable soup, a favorite of Evelyn's during the colder months. The aroma of simmering broth filled the air, mingling with the scent of freshly baked bread that Laura had brought over from the library earlier that day. Evelyn felt a sense of accomplishment as she reflected on her journey thus far. The introduction of radiation therapy had been another significant step in her treatment, and although it came with its own set of challenges, she felt more equipped to handle them thanks to the unwavering support of her family and the connections she had made through the support group. As she sat down for breakfast, Laura and Michael joined her, their presence a constant source of comfort and strength. Michael had recently been promoted to head of the school's science department, a testament to his dedication and hard work. Laura, ever the creative spirit, had taken on the role of organizing community outreach programs for the library, ensuring that the book fair remained a highlight of the town's annual events. "Morning, Mom," Laura greeted her, with a warm smile, placing a steaming bowl of oatmeal and a side of fresh fruit in front of her. "How are you feeling today?" Evelyn returned the smile, feeling a surge of gratitude. "Better, thanks to all of you. The radiation treatments are manageable, and the new anti-nausea medication is helping a lot." Michael nodded in agreement. "That's great to hear, Mom. We're here for you every step of the way." After a nourishing breakfast, Evelyn decided to visit the library, a place that had always been her sanctuary. The snow outside added a serene beauty to the town, the quiet streets providing a peaceful backdrop to her day. As she walked through the familiar aisles, the soft rustle of pages and the comforting scent of books enveloped her, offering a sense of normalcy amidst the chaos of her treatment. Laura greeted her warmly, her eyes bright with enthusiasm. "Hey, Mom, I've got some exciting updates about the book fair. We've secured a few more local authors, and Michael helped set up the new reading corner near the children's section." Evelyn felt a swell of pride as she looked around the library, witnessing the positive energy that Laura and Michael had infused into the space. "That's wonderful, Laura. I'm so proud of you both." Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of another patron, Mrs. Jenkins, a longtime friend and frequent visitor. "Evelyn, it's lovely to see you," she said, her voice filled with warmth. "How are you holding up?" Evelyn smiled, her heart full. "I'm doing well, Mrs. Jenkins. Thanks for asking." As the day progressed, Evelyn found herself immersed in the preparations for the book fair. Her responsibilities divided between organizing schedules, coordinating with authors, and ensuring that every detail was perfect. The support from her family and the library staff made the workload manageable, allowing her to contribute without feeling overwhelmed. Later that afternoon, Evelyn received a call from Karen, the support group facilitator. "Hi, Evelyn. I just wanted to check in and see how you're feeling after your last treatment and how the support group meetings have been going for you." Evelyn felt a rush of gratitude as she responded, "Hi, Karen. Thank you for reaching out. The meetings have been incredibly helpful. Connecting with others who understand what I'm going through has made a significant difference." Karen's voice was filled with encouragement. "I'm so glad to hear that, Evelyn. Remember, we're here for you whenever you need us. If you ever want to share more or need additional support, don't hesitate to reach out." After hanging up, Evelyn took a moment to reflect on the day's events. The library, once just a place of work, had become a symbol of her resilience and the community that rallied around her. Each interaction, each shared story, added another layer of strength to her spirit. That evening, the family gathered around the dinner table, the meal prepared by Robert providing both nourishment and comfort. The conversation flowed effortlessly, filled with laughter and shared stories that highlighted the bonds that held them together. As they finished dinner, Laura brought out a small box, her eyes twinkling with excitement. "I have a surprise for you, Mom." Evelyn raised an eyebrow, curiosity piqued. "Oh, what is it?" Laura handed her the box and Evelyn carefully opened it to reveal a beautiful, handcrafted journal. The cover was adorned with intricate designs and the words "Threads of Strength" embossed in elegant lettering. "It's a journal for you to document your journey," Laura explained. "I thought it might help you keep track of your thoughts, feelings, and progress. Plus, it can serve as a keepsake of this time in your life." Evelyn felt tears welling in her eyes as she looked down at the thoughtful gift. "It's beautiful, Laura. Thank you so much." Michael joined in, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "It's a reminder of how strong you are, Mom, and how much we all love you." Evelyn embraced her children, feeling a profound sense of gratitude. "I'm so blessed to have you both, and Robert, thank you for everything you do." Robert smiled, his eyes reflecting the love and pride he felt for his wife. "We're a team, Evelyn. Always." Later that night, Evelyn sat in her favorite armchair by the window, the new journal resting on her lap. She opened it to a blank page, taking a moment to gather her thoughts. The act of writing had become a therapeutic outlet, allowing her to process the myriad emotions that accompanied her treatment. As she began to pen her reflections, Evelyn felt a sense of clarity and purpose. The journey ahead was still fraught with challenges, but the threads of strength woven through her life, family, friends, community, and her own resilience, provided a tapestry of hope and determination. Looking out at the snow-covered landscape, Evelyn felt a flicker of hope amidst the darkness. The winter season, though cold and harsh, held the promise of renewal and the quiet strength found in enduring the storm. With each passing day, she grew more confident in her ability to rise above the adversity that had entered her life, fortified by the unwavering support of those she loved most. In the quiet of her home, surrounded by love and the promise of brighter days, Evelyn allowed herself a moment of peace. She knew that with courage, resilience, and the enduring bonds of family and community, she could navigate the tides of her journey toward recovery. Winter had firmly taken hold of Willow Creek, transforming the town into a serene landscape of glistening snow and frosted branches. The once vibrant colors of autumn had given way to a tranquil white blanket, the quiet hush of snowfall providing a peaceful backdrop to Evelyn Thompson's final phase of treatment. Inside the Thompson household, warmth radiated from every corner, the fireplace crackling softly and casting a comforting glow over the room. Evelyn Thompson stood by the window of her bedroom, gazing out at the pristine, snow-covered garden. The trees, now bare, reached gracefully toward the gray sky, their branches outlined in delicate ice crystals. The sight brought a sense of calm and reflection. a perfect metaphor for the journey she had endured and the new beginnings that awaited her. Inside, the family was preparing for a special celebration. Laura had organized a small gathering at the library to commemorate Evelyn's milestone of completing her treatment regimen. The library, Evelyn's sanctuary in the heart of her community, was adorned with twinkling lights and elegant decorations, transforming it into a warm and inviting space despite the winter chill outside. "Everything looks wonderful, Laura," Evelyn remarked as she walked through the decorated aisles, her eyes taking in the festive atmosphere. "You've done an amazing job." Laura beamed with pride. "Thank you, Mom. It feels right to celebrate this moment with everyone who has supported you along the way." Michael entered the room, carrying a tray of refreshments. "Thought we'd need some hot cocoa and snacks to keep everyone warm," he said, setting the tray down on a nearby table. Evelyn smiled, feeling a surge of gratitude for her family's unwavering support. "You're both incredible. I couldn't have done this without you." As the evening approached, guests began to arrive, filling the library with friends, neighbors, and fellow support group members. The room buzzed with conversations and laughter, a testament to the strong community that had rallied around Evelyn during her battle with cancer. Dr. Anderson entered last, his presence a comforting reminder of the medical team that had guided Evelyn through her treatment. "Evelyn, congratulations," he said warmly, offering her a heartfelt handshake. "Your strength and resilience are truly inspiring." Evelyn felt a lump form in her throat, emotions welling up as she reflected on her journey. "Thank you, Dr. Anderson. I couldn't have done it without your guidance and the support of everyone here." As the night unfolded, Evelyn took a moment to stand at the front of the room, the spotlight casting a soft glow on her. She felt a mixture of nervousness and pride, knowing that this was a pivotal moment in her life. "Thank you all for being here tonight," she began, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "This journey has been one of the most challenging of my life, but it has also been a time of profound growth and deepened connections. I've learned that strength doesn't mean going it alone, and that true resilience is built through the love and support of those around us." The room filled with applause, the sound washing over her like a comforting wave. Evelyn continued, sharing stories of her struggles and triumphs, the moments of doubt and the unwavering hope that carried her through. She spoke of the support group, the invaluable friendships she had formed, and the unwavering dedication of her family. "As I stand here today, I am filled with gratitude for every person who has been part of my journey," she concluded, her eyes meeting those of her loved ones. "Thank you for believing in me, for lifting me up when I couldn't stand on my own, and for showing me that even in the darkest times, there is always a flicker of light to guide us forward." The room erupted in heartfelt applause, the collective sentiment a powerful affirmation of Evelyn's triumph. As she returned to her seat, surrounded by the people she cherished most, she felt a profound sense of peace and accomplishment. Later that evening, as the last of the guests departed and the library returned to its usual quietude, Evelyn found herself alone with her thoughts. She sat in her favorite armchair by the window, the scrapbook of her journey spread out before her. Each page was a testament to the life she had built, a life filled with love, resilience, and unwavering hope. Robert entered the room, taking a seat beside her. "You were incredible tonight, Evelyn," he said softly, his eyes reflecting pride and love. Evelyn reached out, taking his hand in hers. "We were incredible, Robert. I couldn't have done this without you." Laura and Michael joined them, their presence a comforting reminder of the strong family bonds that had carried them through the toughest times. "We're so proud of you, Mom," Laura said, her voice filled with emotion. Michael nodded in agreement. "You've shown all of us what true strength looks like." As the family sat together, the snow continued to fall gently outside, the world outside their window a serene and beautiful reminder of new beginnings. Evelyn felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey she had endured and the life she had fought so hard to preserve. In the quiet of her home, surrounded by the love and support of her family and community, Evelyn allowed herself a moment of reflection. The battle with cancer had been arduous, filled with moments of fear and uncertainty, but it had also been a time of profound growth and deepened connections. She had discovered reserves of strength she never knew she possessed, and had been reminded of the incredible power of love and support. As she closed the scrapbook, Evelyn felt a sense of closure and anticipation for the future. The path ahead was still uncertain, but she was no longer defined by her illness. Instead, she was defined by her resilience, her unwavering spirit, and the unbreakable bonds of family and community that would continue to support her in the years to come. With a heart full of hope and a spirit fortified by her experiences, Evelyn looked forward to the new beginnings that awaited her, knowing that whatever challenges lay ahead, she would face them with courage, grace, and the love of those who mattered most. Months had passed since Evelyn Thompson completed her cancer treatment, and Willow Creek had settled into the rhythm of winter. The town, now blanketed in snow, radiated a quiet beauty that mirrored the peace Evelyn felt within herself. The library continued to be her sanctuary, a place where she found solace and purpose among the books she loved so dearly. Evelyn had become an advocate for cancer awareness in her community, using her experience to inspire and support others facing similar battles. She regularly spoke at local events, sharing her story of resilience and hope, and working closely with Dr. Anderson to provide resources and guidance to those in need. The book fair had been a tremendous success, bringing together authors, readers, and community members in a celebration of literature and togetherness. Laura's efforts had paid off, and the event had raised significant funds for local charities, further strengthening the bonds within Willow Creek. At home, the Thompsons enjoyed a renewed sense of harmony. Robert continued to be her unwavering pillar of support, his love and dedication a constant source of strength. Laura thrived in her role at the library, her creative spirit inspiring others, while Michael excelled in his teaching career, his students benefiting from his passion and commitment. One crisp winter evening, as the family gathered around the fireplace, Evelyn felt a deep sense of contentment. The challenges she had faced had not only tested her, but had also brought her closer to those she loved. The scars of her battle with cancer were a testament to her strength, and the support she had received was a reminder of the incredible capacity of the human spirit to endure and overcome. As she looked around at her family, Evelyn knew that her journey had only strengthened the threads of love and connection that wove through her life. The future held promise and the assurance that, no matter what challenges lay ahead, she would face them with the same courage and resilience that had carried her through her darkest days. In the heart of Willow Creek, surrounded by the love of her family and the warmth of her community, Evelyn Thompson embraced the dawn of a new chapter, filled with hope, gratitude, and the unwavering belief that every ending was merely the beginning of something beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us on Evelyn Thompson's incredible journey of resilience and hope. If Evelyn's story touched your heart, please share this video with your friends and family. Your support helps spread these powerful stories to inspire and uplift others. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below telling us what you found most inspiring about Evelyn's journey, or share your own experiences. Your voice makes our community stronger. If you enjoyed this story, give us a thumbs up. It lets us know you want to see more content like this, and it helps others discover our channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an inspiring story. By subscribing, you help us continue creating meaningful and motivational content for everyone. Your support means the world to us. Together, we can create a space filled with stories that inspire, empower, and bring hope to those who need it most. Thank you for being a part of our community. Until next time, stay strong, stay hopeful, and keep inspiring others with your own stories.